markets and financial products. Guys, a very warm welcome to one and all. To all the people who do not know me, my name is Nida Freed and I am directly live from the CheezyBit and the ZBit platform. Now that the ZBit application is launched, basically we are live on 3 different platforms, 2 on YouTube and 1 on X. So if you haven't followed us already, you need to go like, subscribe and share it with everyone who you think can benefit out of it. Also, make sure you download the ZBit app, which is available on the Play Store app. So guys, as I was telling you that ZBit is now officially launched and is available on the Play Store app. So you can go and get yourself acquainted with that app. So just a sec, let me just take you through. Yesterday I think I wasn't really able to take you through the things that I was supposed to. So here is the ZBit app. You go on the Play Store and just put ZBit, and that's why you see our logo here. So this is where our app is. So some of the features, as you see, are still under progress, and basically they will be getting updated as in when the time passes by. So do not worry on that part. As of now, I think there's spot trading and futures trading available. Go get yourself acquainted with all the features that are available. Also, if you haven't really come across the referral, side of it, you need to know one thing, that we do have a refer a friend contest as well on it. So if in case you do not wish to just trade live at the moment and you want to make a passive way of making income, referring a friend and getting referrals for ZBit platform would be something that would give you a lot of commission. So go get that feature activated. I will show you where it lies on the platform. Just a sec. So once you get on the platform, you do have sign in with Google out here. Once you click on that, you do have option with signing in with Facebook. You have the option to sign in with any other email address as well. So here you sign in with your email address, and that's where it takes you to. Just a sec, it's getting logged in. Yes, it's logged in. And here you can see on the top right hand corner, can you see this? This is the place where it is having all these options. So go to this place and you will be just a sec. Oh god, I'm not able to do this. Okay, so you have the third option, invite a friend out here. Okay, and you get the option of sharing the invitation link, invitation code, and there's a QR code and the UID. So all these options give you the opportunity to make passive way of income. Probably you will be rewarded with all USDT out here in case you invite a lot of friends to this application and get them signed up. So do take this opportunity to invite as many friends as you can on this platform so that each one of them gets benefited along with you. So guys, this is where the journey begins. So as I promised you earlier, and when the ZBit application was in progress, I kept telling you guys there will be a lot of exciting giveaways that will be coming your ways, and it's just not about spot trading or futures trading or anything, but also to do with passive ways of income. And here it is, the easiest and the most viable option where you can make money just by sharing this app with as many people as you can. So there are 3 ways. Either you share a QR code and invite somebody, or you share the invitation code that's there on the app, or you can also share an invitation link with the people. So that's how you do it, and you get to get rewarded with USDT on the app itself. So you can see this. I'm not sure if the lighting is good enough and you're able to view this. This option is very much available on the ZBit platform. So don't worry guys, the options and features on the ZBit app is going to get added and still work under progress. So you might see some of the features which are right now not available might be available at a later time because it's still under progress. So don't worry about that part. Now coming to few very important things that I really want to reiterate, which I have already reiterated yesterday as well. that we have a 24/7 online service. Just in case you are stuck up with anything on this platform, Zbit customer service is always there to help you and guide you in terms of everything that you want to, address to. So you can see on this platform right here, can you see this? I mean, I'm not sure if the lighting is allowing you to see this because it's a bit blurry out here. So you see there is this online service here. You click on it and you get connected to the customer service directly. So any complaint, grievances, any kind of issues that you have or anything that you would like to discuss, our customer service team is there 24/7 at your disposal to be able to answer to all your questions and queries. So don't worry on that part. We are there and we have got you covered on that front. So I think the most integral part of any platform when you get onto, any exchange platform, I guess it's basically about, getting that hands-on service from somebody. So I know when I was starting up my crypto journey, I do remember like I started trading on, I started trading on Binance to begin with. And the kind of challenges I was facing in the initial days is, of course, not getting enough. In the sense, because I had like limited knowledge about how that app works and how the features work and everything. All I wanted to do was talk to somebody, and the customer service, on the Binance application also helped me way too much. And that is where I felt like really comfortable in terms of solving all my complaints and issues and things like that. So I think that's where it is important for you guys also to begin your journey, just in case you're getting onto the platform and you would like to trade spots, futures or anything. Our online service is going to help you out at every step so that you can basically make use of it. And at any point in time you get stuck anywhere, so our online service, our customer service is there to help you out and to answer to all your questions and your complaints and everything. So I think that's about the application. You have got so many features on this. In case you just want to write us an email, there's an inbox message email box as well. So our contact details are available on the security center. No, not security center. Let me just show you where our contact details are mentioned. Here. So you can see when you get onto this, settings here, can you see this? Okay, here's the settings, and once you get onto this, here's a bit of information about zbit.com, and you can click on this, and there is your email out here. Okay, contact email. All you need to do is just click on this, and the email gets copied here, and you can shoot out any email that you think you would like to send us, like talking about whatever you want to talk about, or you want to send any email regarding any feedback, complaints or whatever, you are welcome to do so. So here you have an inbuilt feature which also states you can get your inbox messages out here. You can see on the top right corner, no, not on the top right, it's on the top left hand, which shows your user ID, which you need to verify at the first initial stage. So the very first thing that you do is, once you download the application, all you have to do is first get on to, first verifying yourself, which is very important. So if you are a resident of UAE, then you know what documents you need. Probably a passport would suffice, and also a proof of address. So your resident ID, which is your Emirates ID, should suffice. Just in case you belong to some other country, like you belong to India, probably your passport can be your identity document, which can also serve as your proof of address. But just in case they ask you for something extra, then maybe you can submit your Aadhaar card. Regarding your PAN card details, or you have to deal it with your country itself, because that the taxation that you pay back into your country while you are trading on crypto is something that is, restricted towards your jurisdiction. So that is something that I really cannot tell you about it. You need to find it out with your own chartered accountant or tax consultants back in your country. And coming to any other country, since I haven't really verified in terms of knowing, if the other countries too can actually log into it, I have to do that part. Maybe if you belong to UK, US or any other country, I'm not too sure at the moment if, that is actually accessible to you guys. So I will check on that part and get back to you. Just in case if you guys are also accessible, then you also know you will have to either submit a passport, which is your identity document, and a proof of address. That's what it requires to get KYC verified, so that you are safeguarded on this. Don't worry guys, the information on this app basically is available and is basically safe enough and will not be tampered with or taken any disadvantage or wrong advantage of. So you need to first KYC verify yourself. That's the first and foremost important thing that you need to do. And then once you log into it and you get verified, you have all the options available here. So you can go to the payment method, which is here, KYC, register yourself. Once you register yourself, you can add funds, which means you can actually go and add your funds here. So whatever be your fiat currency, whether it's INR, it's your AED or whatever, you can go and add money to this. And after you do that, then your account is activated. You are ready to trade. So right now you can see on the home page, there are some cryptocurrencies that are already available at your disposal to kind of start your trading journey. So you have your BTC, which is available, Ethereum, which is available, Dogecoin, which is available, XRP, which is available, Solana, Cardano, TRX, Shiba, these are the basically hot cryptocurrencies that are available on this platform. Now, okay. So that's about so if you come into the next tab, which is adjacent to home button, coming to markets, you have spot feature out here, in which you have different tokens out here. You can see there's TR there, Uni, BTC, BCH, WLD, DOT, AVAX, XLM, ETH, XRP, SOL, ADA, and Doge, TRX, Shiba, Link, TON, BNB, LTC. All these are available on the platform. For the futures trading, also you have all the same cryptocurrencies available. Probably not all, maybe the ones that you see on the coin market cap, like more than 10,000 cryptocurrencies out there. You might not find all of them out here, but of course, the top most coin market cap, I think out of the CMC 100, most of the cryptocurrencies are available, which are popular enough. And I think that is what you can utilize this service for. So at the moment, the spot option and the futures option is available on the application. And then, and then on the last tab that you see here, this is the balance tab. This is where you deposit, withdraw, and add and transfer your funds. So you can use any of your fiat currency, which is INR or AED, and then you can transfer your funds out here into this wallet here. So I think more or less it's a very simple app at the moment to begin with, not too many complications. Yes, I agree, at a later stage, probably once it gets more upgraded, then there are going to be more upgraded features on it. So we will have a lot more coming on this aspect of it. So maybe we will see some more features getting added on, but hold on to that, because right now these are the things that are available. And at the moment, if you think you would want to start your journey, trading journey with us, this is where you log in and get yourself KYC verified. Do not worry on the aspect that, we are anyways live every day, 8 hours a day. Some days we are live like 4 hours a day. So you have customer service at your disposal to ask any questions that you have. And also we are live, me and my co-host Yashu is live, like some days we are live 8 hours a day, some days we are 4 hours a day. So anything that you pop up, like, while you're trading on the platform or while you're using the application, you can basically, you can ask any of the questions back on the chat as well as on the you can also ask us any questions on the live chat or on the offline, like the live streams are available offline too, right? So basically you can ask us questions even offline. And yes, the contact email is available on the application itself. So there again, that's a third, that's the third platform there where you can actually get in touch with our team. And then you have our email address also where you can write an email to us. So there are so many mediums of communication. Just in case you think you would like to get in touch with us directly, you are welcome to do so. So guys, how do you feel about the app? I would want you guys to utilize this platform and let me know. Just in case after you start using, you find anything difficult, the user interface doesn't seem so great, something which is not up to the mark, or some features are not enabled in your jurisdiction, or things, whatever you guys are facing, you might, talk to us directly on the platform itself and you can let us know. So I can see a comment in the chat room, which is like, this is very hard work. Allah bless you. Thank you so much for appreciating all the, all the things that you guys like about our platform, and as well as on the streams that we talk about. Hopefully whatever we share, the kind of quality content we bring about for you guys makes some sense to you and adds value to you and your crypto journey, cryptocurrency journey that you are onto. I'm sure it's not an easy task to be able to learn everything from the scratch. And, I do totally understand, coming from a non-technology background, actually, honestly speaking. I do come from a finance background, but then having like zero knowledge about technology, definitely it is a very, very challenging thing, even at times for me. But then, yes, learning everything about each and every bit of it, and then coping up with all that's happening in this world is like really, really an exciting journey for me as well. So guys, do not worry. I'm there with you on this journey, where at times, even for me, some technology things do not go straight into my head. But then, yes, that's where it is. So I don't think we all, as crypto traders, crypto supporters, or crypto investors, need to know really about anything that's to do with technology. All we need to know is a bit of math, a bit of logical reasoning, a bit of trading, a bit of analytical mindset that we need to have. And also, I think we should be having some fundamental skills that basically will help us, all of us, including me, to be able to be a successful trader out there, or to be a successful investor out there, because it's ultimately the number game, right? Number game is what we are talking about. This is all about math. This is all about numbers out there. So do we really need to know about technology? Maybe yes, a bit of it, not everything about it, because a bit of technology, a bit of understanding about the technology, a little of jargons here and there, yes, it does make a little of difference. Reason being, because you're getting into crypto, so you need to have a small understanding about the projects that we are talking about, a small understanding about what the project is all about, what the vision of that project looks like, what the future of that project looks like. So those are the small fundamentals out there which we need to know, because obviously we are getting into something where we are putting our hard-earned money into it. So I'm sure none of us would like to get into something which we do not understand, right? The basic rule of any investment, I think that is what is required, right? अगर मैं इसको हिंदी में एक सरल भाषा में इसको बोलूं कि मतलब अगर धंधे की समझ नहीं होगी तो मतलब धंधे में घुसोगे कैसे ना, तो आपको धंधे की समझ होनी चाहिए. और क्रिप्टो करेंसी भी एक किस्म का धंधा ही तो है. मतलब ट्रेडिंग होती क्या है, अगर मैं इजी भाषा में बोलूं तो ये बेसिकली है ही मतलब कम में खरीदो और ज्यादा में बेचो, यही तो मतलब नफा नुकसान और प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस का गेम है, राइट? सो दैट इज व्हाट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट हियर. तो थोड़ी सी टेक्नोलॉजी को समझ लें, थोड़ी सी बैकग्राउंड में जो चीजें हो रही है, होती हैं, कुछ कुछ इन्फ्लुएंशियल पीपल जो इसके पीछे काफी बड़े बड़े सपोर्टर्स है, द वेल्स इन द मार्केट, द शार्क्स इन द मार्केट, उनकी थोड़ी सी समझ ले लें, वो प्रोजेक्ट्स के लिए क्या क्या काम कर रहे हैं, कुछ क्या क्या चीजें वो लोग अपग्रेड कर रहे हैं, डेवलप कर रहे हैं, क्या नई चीजें आ रही हैं, क्या क्या इवेंट्स हो रहे हैं अक्रॉस द ग्लोब टू प्रमोट दिस एंड टू सपोर्ट दिस एंड ऑल दैट. That is what we are, going on seeing since the inception of this channel. तो आपने अगर मुझे पिछले 3-4 महीने से फॉलो किया हो, आप मेरे स्ट्रीम्स देखते हो यहाँ वहां, जब भी आपको टाइम मिलता, तो आपने देखा होगा कि I try covering all the news and everything that's happening across the globe in terms of who is talking what news is like, what new is building up, कहाँ से कौन सा प्रोजेक्ट किधर से क्या आ रहा है, क्या डेवलपमेंट हो रही है, कौन सी पार्टनरशिप्स हो रही हैं, कौन से अमेलगमेशंस हो रहे हैं, कौन से मर्जर्स हो रहे हैं, कौन से न्यू डेवलपमेंट्स हो रहे हैं. All these things are what I am actually trying to bring that information to you guys, and it's just not, ये सारी इंफॉर्मेशन वेग इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं होती है, ये इंफॉर्मेशन की बहुत ज्यादा रेलेवेंस होती है. इसमें ये क्रिप्टो जर्नी में आपके जो भी इन्वेस्टमेंट्स होंगे या आपके जो भी ट्रेडिंग आप एक्टिविटीज करते हो, उसमें ये आपको काफी मदद करने वाले हैं इन ऑर्डर टू अंडरस्टैंड कि अगर आपने ट्रेडिंग करनी हो, तो ट्रेडिंग में तो आपको पता है कि एवरीडे मार्केट से अपडेटेड रहना कितना ज्यादा जरूरी. लेकिन अगर आप इन्वेस्टमेंट भी करने का सोचते हो, जैसे फॉर अ लॉन्ग टर्म पर्सपेक्टिव, तो इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि अगर आप कोई एक प्रोजेक्ट पिकअप कर रहे हो जो बेसिकली बहुत फ्यूचर में ग्रो करे या ग्रो करने वाला है, तो उसके बारे में आपको सारी इंफॉर्मेशन लेना काफी जरूरी होता है. तो दोज आर द थिंग्स दैट वी कीप टॉकिंग अबाउट. Perhaps on days when basically I might not be taking you through the technical analysis of the charts and things like that. There's so much that we can touch base upon what's happening in the market. So I think a little while ago मैंने कुछ I think predictions के बारे में कुछ videos play किए थे regarding where the where the vision of Sui lies, like, although despite of basically yes, of course, thank you Meera for joining in. Yes, I am a host for this particular channel, Cheesy Bit and Z-Bit. We are live on 3 channels right now. So Z-Bit, Z-Bit X, Z-Bit YouTube, and Cheesy Bit, which is Cheesy Bit is again on YouTube. So basically we are live on all the channels right now. तो इस प्लेटफॉर्म पर आपको काफी कुछ वैरायटी देखने को मिलती है. अगर आप यहाँ पर नए हो, आप पहली बार स्ट्रीम ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं, तो लेट मी जस्ट टेक यू थ्रू व्हाट वी एक्चुअली डू. यहाँ पर क्रिप्टो से रिलेटेड सारी इंफॉर्मेशन शेयर की जाती है. We bring you the best quality content in terms of not just practically taking you through the trading charts and technical analysis and fundamental analysis, but also we make sure that we bring you the best quality content regarding what's happening in the market. So I think news भी काफी important होती है, right, in terms of what's happening in the surroundings. अगर आपको पता नहीं कि प्रोजेक्ट्स में हो क्या रहा है, तो किस चीज में आप घुस रहे हो, राइट, तो वो भी चीजें हम डिस्कस करते हैं. ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर कवर्ड ऑन दीज लाइव स्ट्रीम. सो इफ यू हैवंट रियली explored this option, you need to go and check that out yourself from the starting, because we are available on all the 3 platforms. अभी हम क्योंकि ऑफिशियली लॉन्च भी हो चुके हैं, तो बेसिकली हमारा प्लेटफॉर्म X पर भी अवेलेबल है, which is a good news for all of us. And also we are available on YouTube, and then we are also exclusively available for you to talk both live as well as offline. तो हमारा Z-Bit प्लेटफॉर्म भी लॉन्च हो चुका है. अभी आपको जाकर वहां पर उस ऑप्शन को भी एक्सप्लोर करना पड़ेगा टू अंडरस्टैंड वेयर इट इज हेडिंग एंड व्हाट इट इज ऑल अबाउट. तो Z-Bit को अगर अभी तक आपने एक्सप्लोर नहीं किया, तो प्लीज गाइज गो एंड एक्सप्लोर दैट ऑप्शन, आई वुड से. अभी जस्ट लेट्स हैव अ लुक एट बिटकॉइन. बिटकॉइन 2.13% से डाउन है, आज 103 पर आ गई है. ओ माय गॉड, आफ्टर टचिंग 112 which was this its all time high, 103 पर आ गई है. Ethereum also has gone down by like 3.83%, 2517 पे ट्रेड कर रहा है आफ्टर 2800 रीच करने के बाद. BNB 653, मुझे BNB का शायद ऑल टाइम हाई अभी याद नहीं है, but it's also down by 2.50%. Solana at 153. I think the highest it touched recently was about $180 if I'm not wrong. अभी 180 को छूकर ये वापस 153.15 पर है. XRP at 2.1337 and it's also down by 3.27%. तो crypto market overall is at $3.24 trillion, which is its market capitalization with the volume 134.55 billion. तो fear and greed index पे आप देख सकते हैं कि वो 55 पर न्यूट्रल पर पहुंच चुका है. All this while when Bitcoin was soaring like crazily high, उस वक्त I think 75 या 80 इंडेक्स पर चला गया था वो, और अभी बेसिकली 55 न्यूट्रल पे चल रहा है. तो दैट्स ऑल यू नो व्हाट इज हैपनिंग ऑन दैट फ्रंट. सो आई डोंट थिंक देयर इज एनीथिंग इन द सेंस लाइक आई थिंक क्योंकि अभी जस्ट इफ आई टॉक अबाउट टुडे, आज की तारीख में तो लोग काफी न्यूट्रल चल रहे हैं इन टर्म्स ऑफ नॉट बीइंग एबल टू रियली प्रिडिक्ट वेयर इट इज हेडिंग, क्योंकि मार्केट काफी कंसोलिडेशन और प्राइस करेक्शन पे चल रही है. तो काफी कहना अभी मुश्किल है इस टाइम पर कि मार्केट यहां से वापस से उठ जाएगी या फिर वापस नीचे और गिरेगी और प्राइस करेक्शन होगा. क्या होगा, ये सारी चीजें अभी तक स्टिल क्लियर नहीं है. तो वी विल ऑल्सो स्टे अ बिट न्यूट्रल अबाउट व्हाट टू से एट द मोमेंट. आई थिंक आई एम ऑल्सो अ बिट, मैं क्या बोलूं, मतलब मैं भी थोड़ी सी उसको एनालाइज कर रही हूँ कि कौन सी क्रिप्टो किधर की तरफ मूव कर रही है ना. तो देन आई विल बी एबल टू जज समथिंग एंड टेल कि आगे की प्रिडिक्शंस क्या हो सकती है. और रहा सवाल हमारी जो क्रिप्टो करेंसीज में हम बेसिकली इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं उसके बारे में, तो अपडेट्स रखनी काफी जरूरी है, राइट? एंड दैट्स व्हाट यू गाइज आर आल्सो डूइंग, आई एम श्योर. अगर आप में से कोई भी चैट रूम में जो भी अवेलेबल है, इफ यू थिंक यू वुड लाइक टू आस्क मी एनी क्वेश्चंस, यू आर वेलकम टू डू सो गाइज. एंड ऑल्सो आप बेसिकली अगर मुझसे कोई भी like you want to ask me any questions, you are welcome to do and you can talk to me personally. मतलब लाइव चैट पे आप मुझसे बात कर सकते हैं. नेसेसरी नहीं है क्रिप्टो से ही रिलेटेड, अगर कुछ और भी करना चाहते हो तो कर सकते हो, because I am available to talk to you guys and I can answer to any of your questions that you think you want to ask me. Let's move on to my favorite, which is Sui, and also I'm going to play some videos on the go guys, because मुझे क्रिप्टो से रिलेटेड जो भी मैं इंफॉर्मेशन आप लोग के पास ला सकती हूँ मैं लाऊंगी. लेट्स जस्ट प्ले सम वीडियो एंड सी वेयर इज बिटकॉइन हेडिंग. अभी बिटकॉइन से रिलेटेड अगर कुछ न्यूज होगी तो लेट्स जस्ट सी इफ वी हैव समथिंग ऑन दैट फ्रंट. बिटकॉइन के बारे में काफी कुछ चर्चा होते रहता है, राइट? बिकॉज बिटकॉइन बेसिकली एक ऐसी चीज है ना, उसको कोई लोग बोलते हैं कि सारे की सारी एक्सटिंक्ट हो जाएगी, कभी आके जीरो हो जाएगी. फिर कोई बोलता है कि नहीं वो 250,000 चले जाएगी. जैसे कल ही हम एक वीडियो देख रहे थे एरिक ट्रम्प एंड डोनाल्ड जूनियर ट्रम्प का, जहां पे वो लोग बता रहे थे कि द बिटकॉइन इज गोइंग टू हिट द मून. तो कोई लोग इसके बारे में इतने ऑप्टिमिस्टिक है डिस्पाइट ऑफ ऑल द पुल बैक्स एंड ऑल द थिंग्स दैट इट काइंड ऑफ टेक्स यू थ्रू, बट दैट इज व्हाट इट इज. तो कोई अच्छी सी रिलायबल रिसोर्स से हम कुछ बिटकॉइन की अच्छी इंफॉर्मेशन निकालेंगे. Maybe some influential people, to be honest. Let's just see this video. Looks like it's a bit मैं वैसे तो आपको मोस्टली रिलायबल रिसोर्सेज से ही पिक करके वीडियोस प्ले करती हूँ, तो अगर मुझे कुछ मुझे दो अच्छे से वीडियोस मिले हैं. I'm going to play this. One is this video which I'm going to play for sure because this looks like really good interesting thing. And ये वाला मैं वीडियो प्ले करूंगी. This also bit seems to be a bit of good information.
Sumi continues to.
Let's watch this first together.
Today's video is sponsored by Figure Markets, the place you go to earn yield and borrow against your Bitcoin and Ethereum. Figure Markets crypto-backed loans let you borrow against your Bitcoin or Ethereum with up to 75% loan-to-value ratio, one of the highest in the industry. Whether you're looking to reinvest and double back down into more Bitcoin, cover everyday life expenses, or just have cash on hand, these loans make it simple. Interest rates start as low as 12.5% with no credit checks, no long applications, and no prepayment penalties. And if you're worried about sending your Bitcoin as collateral to somebody you don't know, well, Figure Markets is a subsidiary of Figure, the largest non-bank HELOC lender in the US, with over 14 billion of home equity unlocked, and founded by Mike Cagney, who founded SoFi.
Sorry guys, ये कुछ stuck हो गया है computer. I don't know what's wrong.
Sign up today at figure.com/Real Vision and download the app to explore all their offers. Explore crypto, loans, earning opportunities, and more with Figure Markets. Hi, I want to talk to you today about my friends at Bitwise and why they're the best crypto asset manager out there. I've talked on the show often about how crypto is reshaping everything from finance, portfolios, and even macro. Everything's ramping up. We've got tailwinds in DC, interest from TradFi, and growing optimism. But smart investors see all of this and focus on the how. What's the savviest way to seize this moment? And that's why so many investors I know are working with Bitwise today. They've been all in on crypto since 2017. They're OGs. They've got more than 30 products to help investors like you get access to whatever they need or want. They've got a team of more than 100 across the US and Europe, and they have over 10 billion in client assets. You know, a lot of people know Bitwise for their ETFs, how they manage the world's largest crypto index funds and the wide range of crypto ETFs they have. But not as many people realize, Bitwise manages private alpha strategies too, and has SMAs for large investors, and is one of the largest institutional Ethereum staking providers. They really do everything. These guys are true OGs in the space, and they're good friends of mine too. So please go and check out Bitwise. They're really excellent. Go to bitwiseinvestments.com and see all that they've got to offer. That's bitwiseinvestments.com. Or just email them at james@bitwiseinvestments.com and let them know that Raoul sent you. Anyway, there's a million ways to access crypto. Explore how you can access it best with Bitwise. And remember, carefully consider the extreme risk associated with crypto before investing. Anyway, thanks so much. Hi, I'm Raoul Powell, and welcome to my show, The Journeyman, where we go on that journey to the nexus of understanding between the macro, crypto, and exponential age of technology. As you know, crypto is a large part of my thesis of the exponential age, and I've proven out over time macro is crypto. This has been a business that's taken us a long time from my early days in 2013 to where we are today. The ups and downs have been huge. But nobody's seen more ups and downs than my next guest. CZ, the founder of Binance. CZ is a legend in the space, and I got my second chance of interviewing him. I interviewed him, I think, on Real Vision back in 2020, but this is the first time I've caught up with him since. And this was on stage at Token 2049 in Singapore, in Dubai. Singapore's coming up. It's always an amazing event. It was a great highlight of my year this year going, and this interview with CZ was the highlight, I think, for most people. Enjoy. Join me, Raoul Pal, as I go on a journey of discovery through the macro, crypto, and exponential age landscapes. In The Journeyman, I talk to the smartest people in the world so we can all become smarter together.
So CZ is one of my favorites too, and I think I really like people who are like intelligent. So I really find him very interesting guy and very very intelligent guy. So I think a bit of his information too is required for all of us to know what's happening on that.
It's great to see you back publicly talking, because a lot of people listen to you. First, I want to go through what you've been working on with the Giggle Academy, because that was the last thing we heard from you is like, I'm going to focus on this. So talk us through that journey.
Sure, yeah. I mean, it's a very fun project to work on. I actually don't spend that much time. Like, I do have 2 calls with them every week, status calls, and then I kind of talk to them a bit more about like the AI side of things, like what AI technologies to use so that we can build the content faster. I think the Giggle Academy has a very good product market fit. It's very sticky. So if you give the app to a kid, they beg for it. So I think the original hypothesis is right. With the technologies we have today, it's not that hard to make the app that will stick. That's educational, but also glue the kids to the device. So now we just got to scale up more content, and we're always exploring more different ways to speed up the process. So I think right now there's about 60 lessons and about 300 storybooks. And just today we launched 15 languages for the storybooks. So the storybook itself will be read to you in 15 different languages. And now it's with AI so much easier to add more content and more languages too. So it's a very fun project, and we are educating about 20,000 kids already. This is less than 6 months. In the last 6 months, yeah.
I mean, you've scaled businesses at lightning speeds. Now having AI, does it even scale faster for you?
Oh yeah. I think AI should be will help us to scale much faster. So now we create the storybook in one language. AI translates it to everything. And then even the storybooks is heavily AI assisted. So before you have to create the images, etc. Now we just use AI to generate. Even 3 months ago, it was quite difficult to get AI to generate the consistent characters on multiple images through different pages of the book. But that's improved in the last month or 2. And video generation is still a little bit challenging, but now the characters are much more consistent. And we want to get to a point where we can use AI to generate the specific format that we need, which is a Unity gaming engine spine format. So we want to get to that format. So then because that format saves a lot of storage. But AI is Giggle is a post AI app. So it's going to be an AI native.
And where is this all going in a few years' time? What are you trying to get to?
In a few years, I think I want to teach 100 million or 1 billion kids for free. 18 years or more, yeah.
Hi, Raoul here. Listen, I think we've got till 2030 before the economic singularity arrives. Now, it might not be the exact date, but it's around then. So we have about 6 years to figure out how to unfuck our future. I've put together a report to help you called Prepare for 2030. It's going to help you take the first steps in that journey to make sure you're secure past 2030. So just click on the link below and start your journey now. Now, there's the 100 billion kids that you're teaching, but you're also doing something else, which is going around the world talking to countries about crypto. Talk about this, because not a lot of people realize what you're doing in the background, but you're doing a lot.
Yeah, sure. So I interact with about a dozen countries right now, top leaders in these countries. So I think we've seen a big shift in the last 6 months or so. With the U.S. election, now the U.S. new administration is extremely pro-crypto. And with Elon Musk wants to use blockchain for government efficiency. We've seen that in many other parts of the world, including UAE, both Abu Dhabi and Dubai. They're exploring how to use blockchain for government projects. That includes like decentralized IDs. Once you have an ID, you need a wallet. Once you have a wallet, then you can do anything that you need with an ID. Land title rights, opening bank accounts, e-visas, border crossings, education diplomas, etc. So there's so many things we can do. And this is kind of a passion project for me as well. So because now, today, the blockchain is kind of single dimension on the trading, right, financials, which is great. But with this, we can expand blockchain to multiple dimensions. And with the industry getting bigger, there will still be more trades. So we still, as a shareholder of a large trading platform, I still benefit. And then also, before this, most countries are looking at how to regulate crypto. And there's about a dozen countries that come to me and says, well, they have CZ here, or they know somebody who knows me. They come and talk to me, and then because I have nothing else to do, so I'm more than happy to talk to those country leaders to advise them on what are the things to watch out for in terms of adopting crypto regulations, how to make them more favorable to our industry. We want to protect consumers, but also advance innovation. Yeah.
So did the young kid from Canada think he'd be going around countries telling them about blockchain technology?
No, I think even today it's a bit surreal. So I view myself as a technology geek, and just never imagined going to different countries, talking with country leaders about things that could impact a huge number of people. So, but I think it's a very meaningful thing for me to do. Again, I don't charge for my time. It's all pro bono. But I think again, it's very important for our industry, and it's also important for each country's economy.
Now, here, the UAE has been extraordinarily good at adoption and seeing this. Talk through the journey here, because you came here and people are like, well, why is CZ moving to Dubai? And then it's become almost the epicenter of the industry. You can see by the crowd, and all the way across these countries, it's extraordinary what's happening.
Yeah, absolutely. So 4 years ago, in end of 2021, in September 2021, I came here for the first time. And based on my friend's recommendation, saying like, look, you should explore Dubai. UAE is very pro-crypto, pro-business, one of the best business environments in the world. So I took up his advice. I came here for 3 weeks. I booked a 3-week trip. So I came here. Actually, when I landed, I only had one meeting lined up, which is with His Excellency Minister of AI, El Olama. And I landed on a Friday night. And Friday is not a working day. Friday, Saturday is not working days back then. Sunday is a working day. He met with me, and then he introduced everything. And then within like about a week or so, I knew this is the place to be. They are extremely pro-business, really pro-crypto. The ministers knows exactly what's going on, very smart, very sophisticated. And the speed is really fast. So we, at the time, Vera didn't exist. So we were discussing about how to regulate crypto, etc. And then at the time, we recommended setting up a new separate agency, and they actually took that advice. So like a month later, Vera was incorporated, literally just within a month. And then by November, we signed an MOU to advise them on the crypto regulatory framework for Dubai. By February next year, 2022, it was signed into law. And then by March, we got a in principle approval together with 3 or 4 other crypto exchanges. So it moves really, really fast here. And then I explore Abu Dhabi as well. So Abu Dhabi, this is like a little bit of a friendly competition. I think our friends from locally knows. But both places are extremely pro-business, extremely thoughtful. And here, UAE is an extremely safe country. So the fact that a lot of Western media kind of portray Middle East in a sort of a negative way, but this is one of the safest countries in the world, the safest city in the world. So there's actually no crime here. So so you can see that if you regulate well, you can encourage business while keeping all your citizens completely safe. So this is one of the best places. So back then it was like there was probably like 5-10 crypto companies in 2021. Now there's like thousands. Yeah. So it's incredible to see those growth.
So when you go and talk to countries, are you talking more about just starting them on the Bitcoin journey? You know, the first thing that we get all of our friends to do? Or do you open up and say, okay, this is what blockchain rails can do for a country? Because we've got in a world of AI where digital ID is going to matter, a lot of things are going to matter.
Yeah, I think the conversation today is a bit more advanced than that. There are very specific issues about how to adopt this. I'll give you a couple of examples that are typical discussion points. Many regulators still want to regulate everything locally.
Yeah.
They want a local custody wallet solution. They want a local order book. They want a local everything, local team, etc. But that's usually not the best way to go because setting up a secure custody solution for like billions of dollars requires a lot of money. It requires a lot of funds and requires a lot of expertise, which is very lacking today. Just setting up a global one is already difficult enough. If we have to do like 200 times, we just don't have the people, right? Like for each really cold wallet, you need to have like 15 signers. You can't find 15 signers that are not public, that are really extremely trustworthy in different parts of the world, in different geographies, and they're not incentivized by more money. They have a steady job, they're high income, they have a nice family, so you just can't find 100 times more of those 15 people, right? So, and also local order book. Again, if you divide each country with their own local order book, liquidity is gonna suck. And so when you want to buy like $1 million, the slippage is gonna be super high. So those type of issues are very real concrete issues. Many countries have the capital control, so capital flight issues. Almost all of those countries want foreign direct investment. But the thing is, if you don't open up if people can't get money out, then the money's not going to come in, right? So a lot of those issues that are very real, very tangible issues to address.
And the two big ones that are still addressing this are China and India. Where are they in the process? Because they open, close, because they've got capital issues, capital control issues. Where do they stand right now?
I think China's adopting use Hong Kong as a sandbox kind of approach. Yeah. So I think Hong Kong is extremely pro-crypto now. I think they started changing about 2 years ago. They started issuing licenses. But 2 years ago, the licenses are quite restrictive. So in terms of token listings, etc. So now they're exploring ways to open that up. But Hong Kong still also have to worry about the capital control issue of China. So they cannot blatantly help Chinese mainland users move money out. And the thing is, in crypto, once you buy Bitcoin, which country does that Bitcoin belong to? There's no border, right? So whereas in traditional banks, if you have your money in your Shanghai bank account, that's in Shanghai. When you move it to Hong Kong, that's kind of out in Hong Kong. You kind of know. But if you buy crypto in Shanghai, when you move to the U.S., the crypto is in the U.S. It doesn't have that concept of a border, right? So there's some real issues to address there. But so you mentioned India. I think India I have less interactions with, to be very frank. I think based on my knowledge is pretty much based on public knowledge. I think the tax there is quite high. And to the point where it doesn't make sense to do transactions anymore. So I don't have any much interactions with the Indian governments, but I would personally very much to see some of those being loosened.
And what about the kind of strategic reserves idea as well? Because that's the hot topic people are seeing happening. Talk us through that and what you're hearing.
Here are 5 facts every investor should know about the Nasdaq 100. The Nasdaq 100 comprises the 100
There's a few countries who are extremely advanced on that topic. I think Bhutan, I believe His Majesty King of Bhutan is actually in the city today. He's an early crypto adopter. He's a very smart guy. They have excess energy, clean energy, hydro energy. So they've been mining Bitcoin for years.
Yeah.
So they have
Amazing.
billions and billions of dollars of Bitcoin for a very small country. Now they've added Ethereum and BNB to their national reserve. So the early adopters are moving forward. Based on public information, US seems to be using holding, at least no longer selling the Bitcoin. Some of the OGs like us actually kind of hope that governments will sell their Bitcoin so that other guys can buy them cheaply. But, with this US administration, they're very business savvy. So they understand what's valuable. So now they figure that out. With the US, with one of the world's largest economy holding Bitcoin now, or making a crypto reserve, other countries are forced to do it. Because the later you do it, the more expensive your crypto will be. So so I think we are talking with many countries on advising them how to set up a strategic reserve, and also even very simple stuff, very basic fundamental stuff like what wallet solutions to use. Do you use a professional custody solution, or do you use your own cold wallets? Do you have enough expertise to build that kind of infrastructure, etc. So for most countries, most countries starting amount are not as big as US, right? US have 200,000 Bitcoins or something. For most other countries, when they hold much smaller amount, we actually just recommend them to use a professional custody solution that's multi-sig, right? So no single person can move the money. When they build up to a certain large amount, then they should move to their own cold storage solution. So there's a lot of discussions along those lines.
Where's Europe in this whole equation?
Nowhere.
It's unbelievable.
So I don't see Europe in this discussion.
No, it's extraordinary.
Yeah.
And, because in the end, this technology enables average people to generate wealth, to be involved in a financial system, and Europe's actively blocking them out.
Yeah, I think so far there's an exception. Montenegro is actually quite pro-crypto.
Right.
We have an active dialogue with the Prime Minister there, and he's a very forward-thinking person, leader. So, but other than Montenegro, I don't have any other, it's kind of missing on the map. Yeah.
So what gets you excited when you're looking at the crypto markets these days? What innovations, what things are happening that you're like, this is really interesting?
I think the crypto industry, so there's a lot of money flowing around, but they're all chasing short-term gains. So I would like to sort of help the funders to build real products. So I'm a builder myself. I like to see products built that a lot of people use. So I think that's the single most important metric. It's not the token price. It's not everything else. It's just building use cases for people. So this is why I'm actually spending majority of the biggest chunk of my time today is spending on Easy Labs with founders. So talking with founders, looking at different projects, and just trying to help them. There are still many strong founders. It's just that their voice is a bit muffled right now. So I think we got to help those founders to be more vocal, more active, and also more engaging in the community, and help them raise money, help them design proper long-term token economics, etc. So that's where I spend actually quite a lot of my time.
And when you're looking at the applications layer that you might invest in, what are you seeing that's outside of finance? Because there's a big focus on DeFi and stablecoins and all of this stuff, but there's a much broader use case here, whether it's social media at large or whatever it may be. What are you seeing people building? Are they grasping the opportunity yet?
To be honest, I think they're all very early stage. I think crypto so far has not expanded beyond trading. But this also represents an opportunity. So right now, RWA is quite new. It's growing, but it's still finance related. It's still sort of incentivizing tokenizing real world assets, etc. DeFi or decentralized social media hasn't really taken off yet. There's a number of really interesting attempts that we're looking at. But when I talked about the government solutions, I think that's another area that most likely can take off. And that's not finance related, right? So those are just pure blockchain for efficiency and for transparency. For example, land title rights. In many countries, they don't have very good systems. Even in Japan, they still use a piece of paper with a scratch-off code to verify you own that piece of land. And if you lose that piece of paper, it's actually quite difficult to replace or to get it back. So in other parts of in Africa, there's many land you don't know who it belongs to. So and also even in countries like US, where there is fairly mature record keeping, but the record keeping is done manually. and the local municipal office keeps that record, and it's not digitized. So when you try to buy a piece of land, you don't know the history of that land. You don't have data, so then you cannot price it, and then you have low liquidity. So there's all of these issues which can be addressed, and we are actually investing in a company that's solving this problem. We recently invested in Sign, which is another project that does digital decentralized IDs, and they are building layer 2s for governments, etc. So I'm pushing them really hard. So there's a lot of interesting solutions being built.
Yeah, I think everything that can be digitized will get digitized. And we're seeing that trend, and there's so much efficiency, particularly like government level and stuff like that. One of the things that you were known for was the investment in X.
Yeah.
Now, what did you see in that? Because you don't make a big investment like that unless you see something in the future that could be related to crypto Web3.
Yeah, to be honest, X was a different type of philosophy. I think freedom of money is important, but to have freedom of money, you have to have freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is kind of the bottom layer. If you don't have that, then no other freedom kind of works. So when we invested in X, Twitter back then, it was based on that philosophy, and and then I actually didn't expect that they would turn to become XAI. So now we're a minority shareholder in a leading AI company. So fantastic.
And talking of AI, how are you thinking about how AI is going to change even this industry?
Oh yeah,
outside of just developers using AI to write faster code, but
yeah. So I think AI has a lot of use cases. Well, number one is AI, I believe, will completely revamp the user experience, how you interact with blockchain.
UX feels like it's all going to...
It's all going to change, right?
Yeah.
So I think AI has so many different applications that unfortunately this industry happened before AI. So we need to change this industry to an AI-enabled industry.
Yeah.
Both in terms of apps we're building, product tools, customer support, risk management, risk monitoring, and also AI itself can use blockchain, right? So I think, as I said, tweeted before, the currency for AI is crypto. AI is not going to swipe a card, enter SMS code. That doesn't work for AI. It's going to be crypto. So, and then AI needs a lot of data to train. Today they exhausted the public data, but there's a lot of data we don't capture today. Those data can be captured in a privacy-preserving way using blockchain. But if you give those data to a third-party company, then you can't ensure your own data sovereignty. So capture of data, it logically should be done on the blockchain. But today, it's easier technology-wise to do it on a centralized platform. So we will hope to see that transition happen. And then today, many people, there's so many different AI agents with a token.
Yeah.
But the agents don't have a lot of utility, right?
It's experimentation still right now.
So what I would really want to see is like real agents that have real utility, like that can really help you, that have tokens. So today, there's so many platforms. You go to AI token launch platform. You click a button, you get your own AI with your own name. Takes 3 seconds, and then you have your own token. That token is useless. Well, I would say 99.99999% of those tokens are useless. There may be one or two for sentimental value, for culture value, for other things. But what we want to see is real AI agents that can do things. Like today the big ones like ChatGPT, DeepSeek, etc. Those are real big AIs that can do a lot of stuff. There's smaller AI than those guys that can do a lot of stuff. That video editing, image editing. And I've just seen a demo of an AI literally paying for hotel booking. But today those AI have to go through a website. Hopefully in the future that it should be an AI talking to an AI to book that, right? So I think in the future we will see a very heavily automated world. I think I was talking to a fund manager yesterday. They say of 8 billion people in the world, of the data that we generate every day, it's about 300 trillion tokens. Like token meaning not the crypto token, meaning the words for AI tokens. Today, AI is generating about 10% of that today.
Wow.
In the future, though, AI will generate 10 times more than we do. So when we have AI will interacting with each other. There'll be so many exchanges in the tokens, in the word tokens, or in the interactions, and then there will be more commerce. AI will be trading with each other. They will be paying each other. They will be transacting. They will use crypto. So
I've talked a lot about this. Is people don't realize
I canceled my Midjourney subscription because this AI does everything I need for one-time cost.
right now the agents are being essentially subsidized by VC capital in these large AI companies. Over time, agents need to get paid for compute and electricity. And it happens at lightning speed, and the only way of doing that payment is crypto payments. And then they will be building their own businesses, which they'll build in profit margins as well. I mean, it's a strange world where we may not be the profit drivers, we may not be the economic engine, they'll come from the AI.
Absolutely. I think that day is coming. Like with AI, so far in our world, populations is related to productivity. So the higher the population, the more GDP, etc. But with AI plus robotics, or plus robots, that's going to change. So whichever country has the best economy or manufacturing and AI technologies, AI plus robots plus blockchain, they don't need that many people. So so the productivity equation is going to change. So it's innovation that matters. In the future world, I think we can live a much more comfortable life with much less work, how we should be.
Yeah, I think there's this whole nexus of AI and crypto is very interesting. The other part of AI that people don't understand yet is if we're not careful, we're going to have 2 or 3 giants, and we need decentralization within that industry too. And I think blockchain plays a role in that. Have you any thoughts on that?
Absolutely. So today, the big AI companies use our internet data to train their models, and that happens to be with a few large internet companies, Microsoft, Google, whoever else. But going forward, as I said before, there's a lot of data that we don't store. And now we're going to be smarter about how we store our data. So they should be stored in a permission way that we only allow access when we want to, and we should be able to monetize out of it. So your health data, you can be anonymized and then used to train different AIs. Every interaction you have, every thought you have, etc. If you want to, you should be able to digitize that, blockchain, tokenize it, and then be able to monetize it. So in the future, I think and also we're seeing I think we'll give credit to the first few centralized platforms that have the scale to innovate. But once the industry is proven, then the decentralization will happen. We've seen that with DeepSeek. They open source their model, and now everyone can use that at a fraction of the cost. So I think we're going to see more and more of that coming. So I think the future is going to be quite decentralized.
Yeah, it's also interesting because crypto's the fastest moving industry most of us had ever seen until AI came along, and now it's multiplied the whole thing.
Yeah, so that's normal though. Every new industry is going to be faster than the previous one. So internet develops so much faster than traditional industries. But with blockchain now we have internet, so we can develop so much faster than internet companies. So I think Binance is probably the first company to reach $1 billion in profits from startup to $1 billion in profit. But that's because we had the internet, and then we had the blockchain. And then AI companies are now post blockchain. So now if they do it well, they can easily monetize. They can easily use distributed token economics, and they should be able to grow much faster.
Yeah, I think OpenAI got to 100 million users in 3 weeks or something stupid.
Yeah, a few days. Yeah,
unbelievable, unbelievable. So let's go back a little bit. So 2017, I think you started Binance.
Yep.
When you had a vision of the industry going forwards, what you were building for, how different is it today versus then? What did you get right and wrong?
I think we got a lot of things wrong. When we first started, I think we said maybe top 10 in 3 years and maybe top 1 in 5 years. So that we got wrong. And, we didn't expect the growth that we had. But the industry changes very quickly. Another example we got wrong is we didn't think stablecoin is going to be that big.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we just stablecoin should be an intermediary thing between fiat and crypto. It's like a patch. It's a band-aid solution for people who are selling crypto, only holding stable value for a little bit. So I got that wrong. So there's a lot of things we got. For me, I can never predict markets. I don't predict industries, but the long term is easy to predict. Blockchain is going to be really, really important. AI is going to be really, really important. This field is going to grow. But then on a week-to-week basis, we have to pivot. We have to adjust. I didn't expect memes to be this big, right? So they're just things that you cannot expect. So, but when they become big, you have to adjust to it. So, yeah.
I remember when I first interviewed you, I can't remember, 2020 or something, and I said, well, how long's your strategic plan? You said about 2 weeks, because you were just very focused on what do I need to deliver today, and what's the market need?
Yeah, I think today I can look a little bit longer, but back then I was we're just putting out fires, right? So the system, is always under stress. There's always some stress point somewhere. Some stuff's always there's always some crisis somewhere. So back then it was just more about getting through every week. And continue to build and also our product development cycle is very short, especially back then. Today is a bit longer, which is a bit frustrating. Back then it was every feature, when we talk about a feature in the morning, usually by afternoon, that feature's live. So,
Wow.
That was a fantastic feeling back then. Today it takes quite a bit longer. But today we have a larger user base, and every change, if you screw up, it's going to be quite bad. Yeah.
So when you're looking out at the industry and through your investments in startups, what should people be building? What are they missing that you're just not seeing enough people working on?
So actually look at differently. What we're short on is not ideas. The same ideas not the same people have. What we lack on is strong founders that have very strong conviction. So founders who are mission driven, founders who are money driven. In this industry, in the crypto industry, it's quite easy to.
So I'm so sorry. I'm actually trying to just I'm just trying to hold this. I can see some comments in the chat box. Andre Schulz, he says, who already bought 7AIX7 token in the pre-sale? It is said that 7AIX will rise after pre-sale. And there's Daniel Cormachi, if that's the way you pronounce it. I'm not too sure if that's the right way I'm saying. Where can I buy 7AIX7 token in pre-sale? Everybody's talking about 7AIX7. Who knows where to buy 7AIX7? So, guys, I haven't really gone through this particular token, but to be precise, most of these tokens, if they are there, if they are in the pre-sale, they will be available on their own websites where you can buy them. Probably you can refer to their own websites, do a bit of more research. Pre-sale projects are a very risky projects to begin with, so you need to find every bit of information about it in order to make sure that it is the right project and it is, going to be a realistic one, going to stay for longer term, and also it will have something to look back to. So that is what you need to do to make sure 200% sure that it will be it is a genuine project. I cannot really see any information regarding this, but I think, is this what it is? If this is the website, then probably this is where you will be. If this is what you're referring to, probably this is where you will be buying these projects. So perhaps if you are talking about this, So the normal scenarios for any pre-sale projects is that they will be having their own official website, and sometimes they are even registered on some decentralized exchanges or centralized exchanges, depending on where they're going to go live after the pre-sale is over. So you can check out for the information on various platforms and then be sure about what you are actually getting into, because most of the pre-sale projects sometimes are a pump and dump scheme or the Ponzi schemes that we come across. So to make sure, you need to obviously check their roadmap, tokenomics, the developers behind it, what the vision looks like, and what the project has to offer. So initially, what are the most of the tokens are available in different types of currency that you can buy it with. So you need to check the availability of it, and also you also have to check one more thing which is very important, is if it is available in the country of jurisdiction in which you are living. So some projects will be there which will not be available across the globe, so you need to check if it is available in your country where you live, and then get into it. So there are few checks that you need to do before you get onto any pre-sale projects, guys. I keep on telling to every one of you out there, so be aware of whatever is happening across. There are so many scams and hacks and Ponzi schemes and things like that keep happening on this front, especially when it's related to a pre-sale project where the project is really new. No further information about it until it gets registered on IEOs or on decentralized exchanges or centralized exchanges or whatever. So be a little diligent in terms of picking up what you're getting into. If this is what you're talking about, I think this is where you can purchase it. I have sent the link in the chat box already, and you can go utilize that for sure, and look for yourself where you can buy these. So that is what I think you guys need to know. And if you need more information on that front, I have made a series of episodes on pre-sale projects, IEOs, IDOs, and also on the airdrops and things like that. So please go refer to my some of my videos back which were talked about, so that you can get more insightful information about everything that's related to pre-sale projects. So I hope I was able to answer to Andre Shul and Daniel Kormachi. I'm not too sure if I'm pronouncing it right, so I'm able to answer to your questions. So thank you so much, guys, for joining in, and I really appreciate your time and effort, and you guys are taking in time to ask me questions and also staying patient while we are talking about so many different topics. I know this industry is full of so many different things that we need to know, and we are on this journey definitely to seek very knowledgeable things and a lot more exciting things. So I hope the video that I'm playing is making some kind of sense. CZ being the one of the very favorite persons of mine, very influential persons and very intelligent guy who basically has such a beautiful vision. Of course, right now he's left Binance as a co-founder, but he's working on another project called Giggle Academy, which he is definitely looking for building up an infrastructure for all the privileged, underprivileged, or whatever kind of students that he's looking for. He wants all the kids to be educated free of cost, which is such a beautiful vision that he has kept in mind. I'm sure he will be successful in his project. He will be successful in what he is doing. So I think there's so much to learn from all these great leaders out there, right? So I hope that he gets a lot of success on his project, and that whatever vision he has set for all his upcoming projects and other things, maybe we'll be seeing a lot of things happening on that front. So let's just continue watching it. And if anybody in middle is actually asking me any kind of questions, I'll maybe pause the video and then I'll start playing it again. While you guys are watching these videos, I'll be taking a small short break, and I'll join you guys in 2 minutes, or not 2 minutes, maybe in 5 minutes. Continue to watch this, and I will be with you in short while.
To raise 10 to 50 or 100, even more millions of dollars. People who are money driven, once they come into $100 million, they sometimes they kind of think they made it, and they kind of slack. They kind of, just the drive is, they kind of lose it. Whereas people who are mission driven, they will continue to go. And also people who are mission driven, when there's some adversity, they plow through it. So what we lack, from our perspective, what we lack the most is strong founders in the space. I think we have a lot of strong founders, but we need more. We need way more. We need 10x more. So that's where the shortage is. So strong founders with conviction, with the ability to execute, and yeah, if you have all three, like there's so much money to be made. I mean, you don't have to think about making money. The money will just come. Yeah.
And it's not. We probably don't need more infrastructure layer stuff. We need the applications layer. I mean, you guys have got, 260 million users and growing stupid fast, but that's still all money. Apart from stable coins, yes, but it's still all the money system. But there's so many things that can scale to 1 billion users.
Yeah, I think, I think sooner or later there's going to be some app that will scale, right?
Yeah.
So sooner or later there'll be another app that might be like blockchain, AI, some combination of it. That would just that would just grow like wildfire. They will get 100 million users in a few days. I think those things will come because now we have the infrastructure to support it, both on the tech side, cloud, AI, everything's scalable. So today the successes will be like phenomenal successes that people don't even expect. So, but again, I cannot predict where those are. I believe any idea that we have today can become that. It's just all execution. If you can execute well, those things are very, very possible.
So there's a lot of new people in the space, as there is every cycle. They want to hear your advice. For them, how to deal with this. It's hard for people. They're not used to it. So let's give CZ's advice and coming into the industry from you, what to do, what not to do.
Have you seen how AI is completely revolutionizing the trading game? In fact, AI is revolutionizing every industry. You've probably seen tools such as ChatGPT writing books or code for you in seconds. And it's possible that on YouTube you've stumbled upon AI-generated renditions of new songs by iconic artists that are no longer with us. This incredible progress offers a glimpse into AI's limitless potential and also what it could do for trading. You might think AI trading sounds complex, but it in fact makes everything so easy. Imagine a system that historically tested strategies, then imagine a system that scans hundreds of charts to find opportunities for you in a fraction of a second. This means that you can reduce your learning curve by months while only needing to trade for 30 minutes a day. Whether you're a beginner or an advanced trader, this will be a game changer for you. And if you don't believe in the power of AI, let me show you what AI can do. Let me prove it right now. What you're seeing right now is my AI digital twin. In fact, in this whole video, this has been an AI avatar version of me. So, if AI can do this, imagine what AI can do in trading. Click on or around this video to register for my new AI Trading Masterclass, where I will show you how AI can revolutionize your trading. My name is Adam Harris. I've been trading for 15 years and I've worked as a trader in the City of London and provided insights to major financial exchanges such as the Chicago Mercantile Exchange and the Intercontinental Exchange. Utilizing technology has always given me my trading edge. I've organized a free online AI trading masterclass where I will showcase the latest AI technology and also share how I've achieved profitability as a trader. We'll delve into my strategies that have given me a trading edge and the cutting edge AI technology. You'll also see proof of my live trading results or statements so that you know that I can make a living from trading. And I'll also show you how we are the only 8 times accredited CPD trading educators out there. Click the link on or around this video to register for this free AI trading masterclass where you will meet the real me. I'll see you on the inside. That can provide you with superhuman trading abilities.
Sure. I think the fundamental thing is like there's no magic bullet. There's no magic formula. Stick with fundamentals. Don't get too excited. When people say, "Look, this project's really hot. If you don't buy it this minute, then you're gonna miss it." Don't go for that. Just stick with fundamentals. What happens in investing in traditional markets is the same thing that happens here. You should look at fundamentals. You should look at projects. You should play with the product. You should believe it. You should understand it, and then don't follow advices just because don't buy just because you saw somebody tweet about something on Twitter, right? So don't just follow blindly. Don't invest in a large number of tokens or coins. Play with 3 or 5 that you can understand deeply, so that you know if they're good or not. If you don't understand, don't invest. And then for the builders, again, fundamentals, right? So don't try to raise a big amount. That's not the benchmark. The benchmark is 5 years from now. How many users do you have? What's your valuation 5 years from now? So look at product market fit, build prototypes, test it. If it doesn't work, pivot. If it works, then scale. Right. So just know there's nothing magical. Everybody comes into crypto thinking that the crypto somehow is different. It's not.
It's a bit more volatile.
Yeah. So like you see very often, right? Many people who are not traditional stock traders, they come to crypto, they become active traders. Doesn't work. Crypto is no different from if you do day trading, it's the same everywhere. It's just different asset type. There's some guys who are entrepreneurs in traditional internet, well, not traditional, just internet tech fields. They come into crypto somehow. They want to do it. They want to do something very different. There's nothing different. Crypto does help you raise money more easily. It's a very effective fundraising tool. But still, the fundamentals apply. You gotta have product market fit. You gotta have a strong product that people use. So all of those things still apply. So there's nothing too magical about this magic internet money kind of industry. There's nothing magical about it. It's a lot of hard work, a lot of basics, a lot of fundamentals.
Do you think capital formation will grow? We saw ICOs back in 2017, right? Now, it was experimentation. It was the Wild West, but it was experimentation, like memes are now. Do you think we're going to come back to more of that kind of capital formation via some sort of format of ICOs?
I think so. But I think there's always going to be a combination. So we've seen the evolution, right? So, say 70, 80 years ago, if you want to start a business, you can only get a loan from a bank. And it's very hard to get fundraising, right? So then, 30-something years ago, VCs started to appear. And it makes sense for internet businesses because, they got to burn through a lot of money before they have a revenue model. And that kind of worked for internet. And then now we come to ICOs. ICOs are so much easier to raise money, right? That's 2017. But for ICOs, you actually still have to have a website and have a white paper, at least. But that's super easy compared to traditional VC fundraising. And then now, and then we went through sort of the NFT craze, etc. But now you just need one image, say one meme, and then and then you go to a pump platform, and then off you go. So the fundraising has become so much easier, which is kind of it's a bit too easy now. So I think, but I think there are still many strong founders who are using the solid approaches, white paper, product, and a TGE much later after the product had product market fit. I think we still see a lot of strong projects in those categories. I think long term those projects will win.
And what do you think is going to have higher returns? VC in the space or listed liquid tokens? Because it's actually very hard for anybody to build a business and beat Bitcoin's returns. It's phenomenally hard to do. Yeah. How do you think about that? Yeah,
so it's very hard to outrun Bitcoin. I think there's only a few projects that kind of outrun Bitcoin for a period of time. In the industry, if you're industry for any period of time, you say, look, instead of investing in crypto projects, just buy Bitcoin and hold. Much less work. But even as a crypto OGs like myself, I invest in many new projects. We have to do that to grow the industry. And there are projects that outright
probably be richer if you hadn't.
Actually, no. I think BNB have outrun Bitcoin so far in its existence.
Yeah.
Ethereum probably has as well.
Yeah.
Even though I know a lot of people have a lot of opinions about Ethereum.
Doge has.
Even Doge has, which is crazy, right? So So there are a few projects that outperform Bitcoin, but those are a small number. But I do think that there will continue to be new projects that will outperform Bitcoin, but they're very small in number, and also they start at a much smaller market cap. Right, so it's easy to, if you look at the multiples, they can go higher. But if they reach to the size of the Bitcoin today, they will slow down too. It's much harder to grow a large market cap than a small one. So it depends on your risk appetite, risk profile, on what you want to invest in. But I do think there are still many good opportunities. But it's true that if you want the least amount of work with very good returns, just buy the top few tokens. You're in good shape,
and you'll be fine. So, in our last few minutes, where are we in the current market cycle? How are you thinking about this? How should people be thinking about it?
I'm always bullish.
Me too.
So if you ask me, at the deepest winter in 2019, I'm bullish. 2022, 2023, I was bullish. And if you ask me at the peak, I'm bullish, and then the market goes down, have a correction. It's very hard to time the market.
Yeah.
So far, the markets go on 4-year cycles, but it's very hard to tell, if this one is going to be shorter or longer, etc. So, but I think if we take a long view, we're still early.
And also, what we know about state level adoption.
Greatness is not modest.
Yeah.
Asset management adoption, there is a lot of big players coming in, and that feels like that's a this cycle thing where people start.
Yeah, so actually on this one, I think what we've seen is that this cycle so far has been ETFs.
Yeah.
So US institutional money going to ETFs, and those money go to Bitcoin because the Bitcoin ETF is the biggest. So in that regard, Ethereum didn't go up that much, right? Because the money's kind of stuck with Bitcoin. But what's good for Bitcoin is good for other crypto. Eventually the money will disperse. When they're in an ETF, they usually take longer because the institutions for them to go from Bitcoin to Ethereum to other altcoins will take a bit longer. But what we've seen, and I still believe 100%, is Bitcoin is usually the first crypto that people interact with when they come to crypto. That's the first one they learn. That's the most stable. That's the most decentralized, etc. And that's the biggest market cap. But once the money is in crypto, they will eventually explore other things, right? So it will come. So I think we're still quite early. I think we're still in. If we go by 4-year cycles, it should be end of this year. But we don't know for sure.
And do you think because of where we are in the network adoption, that growth has slowed down yet in Bitcoin, or do you think we're actually early? Because there's an argument or discussion going on where we are in the adoption curve and our returns coming down. I don't think they are, but what do you think?
I don't think they are. I think we're just getting started. So I think right now there's a handful of countries that's talking to me about blockchain adoption. And most other countries, I don't see anything going on. Out of 200 countries, even there's 12 countries that are just starting, right? So US is just starting. ETFs is only the last a few months, right? So everything's just starting. I think people when they invest, they're very impatient, right? So of course, when I invest, I want to see my money 10x tomorrow. Why not, right? But the market doesn't work like that. So I think if you're chasing things that are against how this world works, you're going to be always disappointed, right? So basically, you're chasing something that doesn't make sense, and if you chase too hard, then it's going to backfire. You're going to lose money. But I think in this world, we got to understand how the world works. Money takes time to build, and what's good for Bitcoin is good for crypto, and you will filter to other things. So, and it will take time. As long as we understand the right time horizons, then you can set your expectations correctly, and then everything will make sense.
So your overall summary is just hold on, be patient,
pretty much.
Don't mess it up, and if you can, build something important and do it with a mission.
Pretty much, yeah.
And use AI while you're doing it.
Yes.
Perfect, there we go. CZ, thank you
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for sticking around to the end. Look, if you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button and check out.
I think that was a very nice, informative video. I really appreciate this guy way too much because he is one of the very intelligent guys and somebody who has a very beautiful vision, to be precise. So I think people like him should be made more and more in this world, so that we have a better living standard and better living of way. So I think that is what I feel is important. So yeah, that is what I think. There were like a lot of key takeaways on that front, if I'm not wrong. I am sure all of us have learned a great deal of things when he was speaking about so many different things. So obviously, like his new project that's coming up, the Giggle Academy, is definitely something that we all have. Like, I'm sure it's going to be like a great success, because he has a very beautiful vision to it. And then second thing, whatever aspects related to cryptocurrency and cryptocurrency world is happening across, I think that's a very, very beautiful aspect to it. I'm sure we are seeing so many developments on that front, and all the hard work that's being noticed everywhere. So yeah, with that note, let's just move on to the next video that I have. And I think this is something that I wanted to talk about as well. And I will be playing this video, which is for about 13 minutes, and then maybe we'll end up the session and we'll wind up the session. So let's just see a bit of news on Sui. Proof that buying Sui now is like buying Soul in 2021. So Sui token predictions for 2025. I think we have seen quite a lot of videos on this front, but let's just watch this also together and see what it is all about.
To be one of the best performing altcoins this cycle, and I do believe that this alt has the highest potential to go on a run similar to Solana back in its first bull run in 2021. So in today's episode of the Everything Crypto Show, I'm going to discuss a lot of the similarities between Sui and Solana in its first cycle, talk about why I think Sui can reach a similar market cap value to Solana, and then discuss what this means for the price potential of this altcoin. Before we hop into the content, just a friendly reminder that I am not a financial advisor, nor do I offer any sort of financial advice on YouTube. I am simply here for your crypto news and entertainment purposes. And if you do find the videos informative and entertaining, please consider hitting that sub and like button, and I appreciate all the support on the channel. You guys are absolutely amazing. So without further ado, we are going to get right into today's altcoin of discussion, and I do want to talk about Sui in today's video. This is an altcoin that we have been covering on the channel regularly since last year, and with good reason, as this altcoin has been, and I think will continue to be, one of the best performers in this market. If we take a look at Sui's performance from the local bottom from August of last year in the market up to its peak in January, this altcoin rallied over 1,000%. So it effectively over 10x in about half a year, from 45 cents running all the way up to $5.37. So over a 10x there in not even a year. And then we did see that market pull back from January to April, in which this altcoin did pull back about 60% from its local peak, 68% actually, falling right back into this demand zone over here. And then from the wick below it, this altcoin saw a sharp rally of 100% from $1.70, currently sitting in the mid $3 range. So I want to talk about this altcoin in today's video, specifically in relation to Solana. I have also said multiple times on the channel while talking about Sui that I do think this altcoin has the highest potential to go on a Solana-like run. In fact, if we take a look at the Sui versus Solana ratio, since we saw the altcoin market bottom out in early August, Sui has outperformed Solana by over 500%. And I do think this is a trend that is set to continue. So this is a really cool chart that I saw on Twitter over here. And what it's basically doing is showing a similar movement to what we saw here in Solana back in 2021 to what could potentially be happening with Sui right now. So back in 2021, for some reference, basically what we saw, and I'm going to zoom in here to show you guys this a little bit more zoomed in, okay? So in the prior cycle, We actually saw Solana peak in 2021 at about $47, rather a local peak, okay? And then from there, we did see the price pull back to the mid $20 range. I'm sure, it most likely did wick lower than that at one point. But effectively, it was about a 50% correction for Solana from that, local peak down to the local bottom. And then Solana effectively proceeded to go on about a 10x move up to an all-time high price of $258. And that gave it a market cap value of $78.284 billion. Okay, now we can take a look at the move that we are seeing in SUI here. So we saw a peak early in the year, a pullback, and from there a strong rally from that pullback zone. So these two charts, this one chart alone is definitely not enough to say that SUI will do exactly what Solana did, but there are some similarities in these charts that I do think is worth pointing out. Now, why do I think that SUI has the potential to be the Solana of this cycle, to go on a run similar to it in terms of that market cap? Well, the first thing here is I think something that Solana really benefited from a lot in the previous bull market was the fact that it did have this narrative as being the fastest blockchain in terms of the max transactions per second. Solana does have a max theoretical TPS of 65,000. Okay, so, that is definitely a very impressive max TPS throughput. However, if we look at SUI here, this comes in with a max TPS throughput of 297,000. So about 6 times faster than Sol, or able to handle 6 times more transactions per second as Sol, hypothetically. And you can see that reference on that chart right here. Now we can take a look at the time to finality as well. So effectively, if you send some sort of crypto from a SUI wallet to another SUI wallet, how long does it take for these funds to settle? And on SUI, the time to finality is about 400 milliseconds, so under half a second, while Sol comes in at just under half a second. So SUI does also beat Sol on this metric, and I think that, again, just the narrative of being the fastest blockchain out there, the most efficient, the cheapest blockchain, all these narratives that Sol benefited from in the previous bull market, SUI is now benefiting from as well. And that is why it has climbed its way from the mid-range of the top 100 up to spot number 11. So, just one spot away from hitting the top 10. Now, we can actually take a look at this speed here, take a look at it on chain, look at what this actually looks like in practice. Numbers are numbers, but here you can actually see for yourself what this looks like. So we can take a look here at somebody using, this is the hop aggregator on SUI. And they're effectively showing how long it takes for this transaction to settle. Boom, done just like that. Now somebody is using Jupiter, a DEX on Solana, to go ahead and make a swap. So they start the swap right there. We can see they have the timer going right now. And yeah, we're just going to wait for this timer to play out. There we go. So it came in at about 10.5 seconds there to complete that transaction on Solana, compared to, sorry for the volume, compared to the under 1 second transaction speed that we saw over here on SUI. Now we can also take a look here at some on-chain data for Solana and SUI as well. So let's go ahead and put this data over the past year, okay? So let's take a look at daily active addresses. So we saw this peak for Solana back in November of 2024 at about 6.7 mil, compared to SUI with 836.2K. And what you're going to notice here is that we've kind of seen Solana, in January of 2025, we saw 6.4 mil in daily active addresses, 5.3 mil in February, 4.2 mil in March, and then an uptick this month with 4.5 mil so far in April. However, we can take a look at the growth of SUI here, which is gaining a lot of ground on this front. Okay, so back in January, we saw SUI with 679.2K daily active addresses, 910K in February, 1.4 mil in March, and up to 1.6 mil in April. So back here in January, we saw Solana with about 10x the daily active addresses, that SUI had, and now that is about a 3x. So SUI gaining a lot of traction on that front over here. Daily transactions as well. We saw Solana peak at 3.2 bill in January, 2.7 bill February and March, and then 2.5 bill in so far in April, okay? And then for SUI, it's gone from 140 mil daily transactions, 116 mil in February, 147 in March, up to 172 in April so far. And one other thing I do want to look at is the DEX volumes. So we saw Solana peak at 231.4 bill in DEX volumes in January, compared to SUI with 12.6 bill, so just under like 20x the DEX volume of SUI. And then in February, we saw Solana go down to 89.5 bill in DEX volumes compared to 7.6 bill on SUI, so about 11x the DEX volume of SUI there. Then we saw Solana with 49.4 bill in March compared to 7.9 bill once again over here on SUI. And now we are seeing Sol do 54.8 bill in DEX volume so far in the month of April compared to SUI with 10.7 bill. So on this front, we can also see that SUI is gaining a lot of traction in terms of its DEX volumes as well. Now, in terms of total value locked on the chain, Solana is in second place with 7.984 billion in TVL, compared to SUI in ninth place with 1.8 bill in TVL. So Solana does have about 4 times the total value locked that SUI currently has on its chain, but it is also valued like 6.5 times more than SUI in terms of that market cap. So how can we actually take a look at this in terms of the price? So I do want to talk about it in terms of market cap. Obviously, doing it by the price is not the proper way to do it because these altcoins have 2 very different supply structures. Solana has a total supply at the moment of about just under 600 mil, whereas SUI has a 10 bill max supply with 3.24 bill currently in circulation. So if SUI was to reach the market cap of Solana right now at the moment at about this 75.8 bill, which we did mention at the beginning of the video, pretty much being the peak of its market cap in the prior bull cycle, that would give one SUI token a price tag of $23.72, about a 6.7x from current prices. Now, if we were to give SUI the all-time high market cap of Solana, which came in this bull run, which came in north of 125 bill, that would give one SUI token a price tag of $39.17, okay? I'm not saying any of this has to happen. I'm just showing you this, guys, to show you how the price can be different depending on the tokenomics, and then you factor in the market cap to get that price. But if we are assuming that SUI can go on a run like Sol in the prior bull cycle and reach a similar market cap, that would be one SUI token in about the mid $23 range. Now, if you think that SUI does not have the potential to reach the market cap of Sol, maybe you think it has the potential to reach half of the market cap of Sol, that would be about a price tag of, what would that be right there? $11.70 basically, which, if you take that from SUI's current price of about $3.50, that would still be an impressive gain from current levels. So again, not saying any of this will happen or has to happen, simply trying to show you, if you believe that SUI can reach the market cap of Sol, even half the market cap of Sol as it did in the prior bull cycle, then those would be some of the numbers that SUI could potentially hit. Now, talking about numbers and SUI, I do want to wrap things up, taking a quick look at the price action. I think it's worth mentioning because at the moment, SUI is actually at a key area of support at about the $3.50 zone, okay? If I zoom in here, you're going to notice that when we actually seen SUI break above 350 for the first time, I pulled back over here, coiled below it as resistance, and then it broke out above 350, made a new all-time high, back tested 350 as support, made a new all-time high again, back tested 350 as support, and went on to hit its most recent all-time high at $5.37. Then we saw SUI break down below 350, got rejected here, pretty much flipping it into resistance. And at the moment, you can see SUI is fighting to stay above it with these wicks on the daily candles. So looking for SUI to hold above 350. If it cannot, I will be looking for a potential retest of $3. And if it can, the next level to the upside would potentially be a move up to the $4 zone. So on that note, I hope you all enjoyed the content in today's video. I hope you are all staying happy, safe, and healthy, and I hope to catch you in the next one.
So guys, Daniel and Andre, I think I did send the information. If that's right or wrong, if you guys have that information, you can share it with me as well, because I'm not able to find that information here. Maybe some restrictions or things like that. Not too sure of what exactly this token is all about. So one of the key things that we all need to remember is basically the pre-sale projects are a very good way to make a lot of money within very short period of time. So I mean, with this information, I'm only able to find that this Xi token can be purchased with Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, USDT, Ripple, Cardano, and Dogecoin. I'm not too sure if that is what you are looking for. This is the only piece of information I have. So Daniel and Andre, I hope this is what you're referring to, because other than that, I'm not able to access anything else. So hopefully, I have already attached the link in the in the chat box. So I think this is where you can purchase, and you can purchase it with any of these cryptocurrencies if you have it available in your wallets. Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, USDT, Ripple, Cardano, and Dogecoin. Okay. So guys, with this, we are heading towards the end of this session. I hope this was a fruitful and useful information, useful stream altogether. We were live for continuously 6 hours, 4 hours myself and 2 hours my co-host. So hopefully whatever you are learning on these streams, whether it's related to trading or related to the generic information, or also about any traditional, non-traditional products, DeFi and everything, is making some sense to you, because that's what we want you to be aware of. So if in case, like even CZ was mentioning in his video, that if you do not understand any of it, it's better you don't get into it, because the more you understand, the more you're going to be knowing about it, is when you can actually make right kind of decision. But if you do not understand any bit of it, it's better you just don't get into any of the things, especially when you get to hear the hype from anywhere. So that would be very, very wrong on your part. And to begin your journey, 2 to 3 cryptocurrencies are good enough for your trading journey. Trading journey can be only with one stable currency and you can just go ahead with it. And coming to investments, the portfolio can be diversified into 2 to 3 cryptocurrencies, and that's how for a longer term perspective you can expect it to grow. And that is what this is all about. So if you think it is any way different from the traditional finance, then let me tell you, it is not much different. It's only related to the fundamentals that you guys need to understand, and coming to have invest 2 to 3 cryptocurrencies are good enough to begin the journey. And if you think you can make riches overnight, that's practically not possible. So obviously the money has to grow over a period of time. So in shorter term probably you might get profits, but at the end, if you need something better, best, for the long term, then you have to have that patience and you need to have that calm to be able to achieve it over a period of time. So guys, make wise decisions, whatever suits best according to your requirements. Just go for it. We've seen so many videos where we've seen great leaders talking about and advising about cryptocurrencies, and also the investment pattern or the trading thing that you need to know and understand. So imbibe that in your day-to-day life and see what difference it makes. Start small but start smartly. That is what is required, and greed can never lead you to right kind of decision. So be wise in the beginning. Even if a little profit or little return that you're receiving is good enough for building up your portfolio over a period of time. So go slow but go wise. That is what is my take on it. So anything in this video that you see, anything in this live streams that you see are not any financial advices, guys. So please, before you get into any of these things, please do your own research and make right kind of decision. So I will be seeing you tomorrow. Yes, I will be seeing you tomorrow again between the 11 to 1 p.m. Dubai time, and then 3 to 5 p.m. same time. So hopefully we will catch with some more new exciting things that are coming your way. Until then, keep watching the market and keep safe, trading safe. Hopefully we will have some successful stories that will be coming behind, and you guys will continue to share all that you think you want to share. So be careful in whatever you get into and have ample information on hand to kind of make right decisions. So take care of yourself. This is Nida Afreen signing off. I will be with you tomorrow at the same time. Bye bye.